Today we're going to talk about important forms related to employment and taxes. There's 4 different forms you're going to learn about today. The first is the W-4. This is one you fill out once you get a job to help your new employer calculate how much money to withhold from your paycheck. Here's a quick example of what a W-4 looks like. So it includes not only basic information about who you are, notice it needs your social security number and where you live, but it also includes things like what filing status you're planning to use for your taxes, single or married, or so on, so that they can make a better estimate of how much money to withhold for your taxes. Once you begin a new job, not only do you fill out a W-4, but you also fill out a form called an I-9. This is an employment eligibility verification that they use to verify that you're legally able to work in the United States. For pretty much all of these forms, you will need your social security number, so that is a good thing to have memorized before you get a job. Then there's a form called a W-2. So the W-4 and I-9 you just fill out once for each job you have when you start the job. The W-2 is not one you fill out, it's one your employer fills out, and they send one to you each year. A W-2 summarizes how much money your employer withheld from your paycheck the previous year. And you need your W-2 to be able to fill out your tax forms by April. Here's a quick look of what a W-2 form might look like. It will definitely have something in the wages, tips, or other compensation. That's where your wages or salary would go. And it's also going to list out all the different types of taxes withheld. It might also mention whether you have withholdings for other things like retirement plans. And that information will help you figure out what numbers to fill in on the last form, the 1040, when you file your taxes. The 1040 is the form you fill out sometime between beginning of January and mid-April to figure out how many taxes you owed for the previous year. This is also called a tax return. Hopefully, the withholdings at least covered how much money you owed for the previous year. So 90% of the time, you're going to get money back after you file your tax return because withholdings will have gone over the exact calculations. But occasionally, withholdings won't quite do it and you'll owe money instead. The typical due date for income tax filing is April 15th. This year is an exception because of COVID-19. Many states, as well as the federal government, are extending their deadlines to sometime in summer. That's it for today's notes, everybody. Go ahead and turn in a picture of your notes on Schoology when you're done.